year to performing I was originally in college, right?
Yeah.
And I was majoring in, I was a double major, business administration and sociology. And my mother was paying the bills.
This is a Catholic college.
Private college. I looked up the tuition for today. In today's numbers, it's $40,000 a year. She was paying out of her pocket, okay?
The woman was good with money, though.
My mother was
fantastic. She could pinch a dime and make $1. I don't know how she did it, but she was good with money.
So I was in my junior year, and I auditioned for Second City, and I got in. And it was in the spring, so I only just even had like a little bit, like a couple more months left in that year. And I needed to be on the road that next week. And I went to my mother, y'all, and I said, Mama, I'm gonna drop out of college and go to Second City. And I
can't believe you didn't get shot.
I know.
I know. Was she asleep or especially calm that day? Like, wow.
She was upset. And she said, you know what? Don't come to me when you're 33 years old and sitting on wicker furniture. Whoa. I don't know why wicker furniture, y'all.
I think for your mother, wicker furniture was like the equivalent of like never getting out of milk crates.
I know.
Yeah, which can actually be stylish. You know, for me, I remember people my senior year of high school being like, oh, are you gonna go to college? You're gonna go to college? And I was like, what are you guys talking about? Like, that's a choice?
Yeah.
Like, that's high school, too.
Right.
Like, that wasn't even, I graduated early, I skipped a grade, so I was also not 18. So I couldn't make that decision to drop out to my sophomore year or junior year. So for me, though, my mother, it's unbelievable to me that it could even happen. It's something that I could never have conceived of.
Right. Well, a recent study found that 3.9 million undergraduates with federal student loan debt dropped out of college during 2016.
That breaks my heart.
I know.
I really believe in education. I mean, I think it's the one thing they can't take from you. Yeah. You know, like it's this thing, you know, it's not the paper, it's the information's important, but the paper, it's that, I'm serious. I think people worked really hard for everybody to have that opportunity. It just breaks my heart that people would quit over money, especially. So what should you do? If you're a college-aged child, they say they don't want to go to college anymore. They want to drop out.
Right. And what about the parent, okay? If you're paying for them to go to college like mine did, is it worth it to keep paying when they don't want to go?
That's right.
All right. Well, that happened to one of our associate producers, Chris Slauson. So we wanted to talk to him about his experience. Welcome, Chris.
Let's go, Chris.
Yes. So tell us what happened.
First year of college, I was maybe my third semester in, and I just was going through emotions. I was a terrible student out of high school anyway, and my parents are big on education. My dad's an architect, my mom's a teacher, so not really.
Oh, yeah,
creative.
you really gotta go.
Yeah, so there was, like you, I grew up like where there wasn't a question about it, but junior, senior year, my grades were questioning it. So
your grades weren't reflecting that enthusiasm?
And I was kind of like, I'm questioning it as well, but I had to go. So I went to community college in Miami-Dade Community College, and I was an English major, and I did drama as a minor to kind of hope that would buffer my not liking of academia, but it didn't, and I was just going through the motions. So like 3 semesters in, I told my mom I wanted to go to wrestling school and become a professional wrestler.
Did you really?
I did not see that coming. I did not see that coming.
Neither did they.
I didn't know there were wrestling schools.
There are, yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, I went to one in Florida.
Oh my God, my mother would have killed me.
Wow, well, Chris's mom, you guys, Maria was nice enough to send us a video of her side of the story. Take a look.
Maria Slauson and my son Christopher Slauson quit college after a year, and he sat me down. He wanted to quit school. He had a plan, and his plan was professional wrestling. Education was very important to me, and it still is. We did have some money saved for him that he could use, but he had to earn most of it on his own first. So he had to go get a full-time job, and he had to be there for whatever time it took him to save up for the money.
Wow.
Well, so that was the money for wrestling school.
Yeah, so I had a little bit saved up. My grandmother had saved up some for me when I graduated high school to kind of have something to start out in case I was moving, going out of state or whatever. She hadn't seen my grades. So I had that, and then I worked for a year and a half. I worked at the medical campus in downtown Miami, and I got a temp job there, and I worked at a boatyard too to save up to move out.
So you believed in this dream?
Yeah, it was something I really wanted to do, and I was just going through the motions kind of because I didn't think that they would let me. And after the conversation, when I got the job and they saw I was serious,
That's great. Well, joining us now is education consultant Queenie Johnson. Thanks for coming. Hi. So what do you think about what Chris is talking about, his experience?
Ooh, your mom was better than my mom. She would not have had that.
Really?
But I really appreciate how she handled it. She gave you responsibility. She gave you some timelines. She gave you a plan to support your creativity. So I think that's the important part.
Well, how do you communicate to your child if you think that this is a mistake for
The
them?
biggest mistake of their entire until the next one.
You know what? Parents want to go straight there. This is a mistake. And I think that's the mistake of telling a kid it's a mistake, right? So what you want to do if you want to have the influence over your child is you want to say, you might be mistakenly looking at this the wrong way, right? So that they don't feel like they're making the mistake, but the how they're looking at it. And so we want to reframe what college is for. A lot of people send kids to college saying it's for a job. It's not for a job. That's the lie.
That is the lie. Thank you for that.
You don't need college for a job.
Because I think that's also contributing to people not studying the liberal arts.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because they're like, well, I need a degree where I get a job, and that's just not true of any degree.
It's not true in this marketplace.
Yeah.
It was true 20, 30 years ago.
Exactly.
And so what we want to help students understand is that there's an inner game of college and an outer game of college. Now, I'm going to give you the keys to success with this one right here.
I'm ready.
Write this down.
I'm ready.
Especially parents at home, if you're watching this, don't tell your kid that school is for your major. That's going to happen. That's going to be like it's going to happen.
Right.
What's not going to happen if you're not focused is the influence that you can garner at college, the networking, the self-awareness, the ability to use college with all those resources and all those people who are there. That's what you want to do, because that's what's going to carry you for the next 10, 15 years.
Well, you know what? In our industry, people go back and they hire people they went to college with.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Even like just that I've had people bring me on because they knew that I went to Michigan and they went to Michigan, or they just like Michigan.
Yes.
You
You're a Bruin or you're a Trojan. You know, those sort of connections.
Yep.
That's how the world works.
Me Time with Frangela.